Alright, we're the Huge Movie Fanatics, here to review Alien right after our Prometheus review. Or trailer
review. Yeah.
Let's review the Alien franchise. And
so that we're gonna start with.
We're gonna start with Alien. In space, no one can hear you scream. I think probably the best tagline to a movie ever created, possibly only to It's Only a Movie. That's the only other one that I can think of that rivals It's Only a Movie, It's Only a Movie, It's Only a Movie from Last House on the Left. So, in space, no one can hear you scream. So iconic. The marketing campaign for this movie was brilliant. Didn't see a thing. I've gone back and rewatched those trailers over and over. I think the Alien trailer is probably one of the best trailers I've ever seen.
The Alien trailer with that, whatever you call that music or whatever, scares the shit out of me.
Yeah, it's so good, and it holds up, like, 35 years later or whatever. My God, that is so brilliant. Ridley Scott, as I said in the Prometheus trailer review, he knows how to use the tools around him to make good film. And what he did was he brought on, through Dan O'Bannon actually, is mostly to...
can't forget to mention Dan O'Bannon.
He brought in Geiger, and he mentioned Geiger to Ridley, and so that's why we have Alien the way we have Alien now. And Geiger's influence on this film is a thing of nightmares and a thing of wonder and cinema history. Holy crap.
Yeah, it was just
so astounding what he did for that movie. The production values on this movie are just...
rival anything, I think, that... I mean, you watch Alien right now, especially on Blu-ray, which you probably have.
I got it for Christmas.
The Blu-ray of Alien is amazing. You can see every detail of the immaculate production design in that movie.
Yeah, and oddly enough, on that like Alien box set collection, Alien looks almost the best.
Yeah.
Alien 3 is the only other one that kind of...
I didn't get, because I got them separate, I didn't get 3 or 4, but...
Alien just looks so...
It looks the best.
Phenomenal.
Isn't that weird?
Wow. That was, that is awesome. So he got excellent production values, and who's the other... There's two guys in charge of production. Geiger's in charge of the... World, the Xenomorph, and
oh, you mean like Ron Cobb for the
ship?
Ship and the interior stuff.
Wow, that stuff.
It looks real.
It looks so real, and you have two conflicting worlds from two conflicting artists. Yeah, that merge so beautifully together. Like that is such a production-wise, great, one of the greatest achievements I think ever, and I believe it was nominated and won for the Oscar for that, and deservedly so. Like, how could you not? Mm-hmm. Then you have the performances. The discovery of Sigourney Weaver, which I was just researching. Apparently, Meryl Streep was the other choice. Oh. And I love Meryl Streep.
Yeah,
I'm just
she's great, but...
I'm just like... and she probably would have done it amazingly well. She wouldn't have been the Meryl Streep that we have now. She probably would have been a lot more like the Sigourney Weaver that we have now.
Yeah, I'm so glad it wasn't.
That would have been so weird. But the discovery of Sigourney Weaver, who is my all-time favorite actress. Like, wow, that
Sigourney Weaver's your all-time favorite actress?
Yep, absolutely. That is great. Then you have the excellent side performances from Tom Skerritt and John Hurt, Ian Holm, Yaphet Kotto, Harry Dean Stanton, and Veronica Cartwright. Like, what a great cast. And a lot of people say, and I don't agree with them, that this is a character study about truckers in space. Like, I argue that it's not, because none of the characters really have all that much character.
No, that's just it.
There's no character. You like the movie because you like the performers. You don't like the movie because you like the characters.
Yeah.
And because the only one that's giving like a performance outside of who she actually is really Ripley. Mm-hmm. Like, because I get the feeling Yaphet Kotto is probably very similar to that in real life. Yeah. Same thing with Harry Dean Stanton and Tom Skerritt and whatnot. I mean, I'm sure there's performance obviously in all of it, but you like those characters because you like the actors so much. Yeah. And that's the one thing, the Alien franchise, like universally, all the way through, all 4 movies, great casts all the way through. Terrific casts. And this one really set the bar for that. For all the sequels, they wanted to achieve that great of casting, and some did it better than others, but I think all 4 movies had great casts. And that's in large part to what Ridley did.
Started.
He
Which we're
got
talking
that.
about one.
Yeah, so we're talking about the first one. So those are the things that work. The Alien itself, obviously, is great. The movie has some of the best scenes of all time. The chestburster scene is probably one of, if not the greatest scare moments.
Surprise.
Ever.
I wish I could experience, or if there was videotape or audio of audience reaction to that.
Same here. Like that.
Can you imagine being in the theater and like back then, not expecting
Yeah.
anything, you know?
Well, like
And
nothing
then-
like that had ever happened before. Like to have an alien that gestates in the human body, all of a sudden just burst forth, but fail the first time and then burst forth.
Yeah. Well,
Like that must have been like such a what the hell? And then when you actually see what happens, it's just so much more horrific. So yeah.
To this day is beyond realistic.
Yeah.
In everyone's reaction because.
Yeah. So I'm glorifying this movie right now, but
you don't like it.
I don't particularly like it. I think the movie has a lot of great moments, but at the end of the day, it's just any typical slasher flick. And
Okay.
I'm not a huge fan of that style of slasher flick. That said, the last 10 minutes of this movie, when it's Ripley versus the alien, is terrific. That and I think that's where Cameron got the mojo to do what he did with the second one. But Ripley versus the alien was so good. That really, that captivated me. And I like the opening bit, up until the alien bursts forth. All that stuff is really good. What loses me is when the alien is roaming around the ship just picking off people one by one, especially the death of Dallas, which is the stupidest scene ever. Like, I kind of like the claustrophobicness, and the sound design is epic when you hear the...
The sound design in Alien, as long as you said that were sound design, is to this day some of the best movie sound design.
Grinding metal sound.
Yeah.
It's so ominous sounding, but it doesn't hurt your ears. When you have grinding metal, that usually tends to
Yeah, I can't.
hurt your ears. It's unnerving without being
bothering
irritating
you,
you. It offsets you. But it's the stupidest scene because they're watching the little monitor thing. You're seeing the things going head to head as Dallas is staying there. He goes down, and suddenly the alien. That's the stupidest scene. That's just a pointless scare that it really doesn't work. I hate that scene. And that probably influences a lot of my distaste for the movie. Also, the android subplot is
Which actually wasn't Dan O'Bannon's, I don't think.
and he doesn't like that, and for the same reason I don't. Like, it doesn't make sense. It doesn't need to be there. Why must you have somebody in on it who's motivating all of these bad things to happen and trying to make it so? Like, that bothers me. And I mean, Ian Holm is one of my favorite actors. He does a great job.
He creeps me out.
Yeah, and he's so good as the the little facial twitches and stuff. Very robotic, very excellent. But it's unnecessary. Why is it there? That is stupid. I think the biggest problem with this movie is that the producers took the script and then started rewriting it for their own purposes and changing names and all this kind of stuff. Because I've read the original script and I actually liked it quite a bit more. So I'm going to give the movie 2.5.
Shit.
It's a movie I respect more than I like, but I will rewatch it from time to time just because of its historical impact on cinema, and it is well made. I think in a lot of ways it's probably Ridley's, if not Ridley's best movie, one of his best movies. So.
Yeah. Well, you went on a long time, so I'm going to keep it short. Hopefully, stay under 15 minutes.
Sorry.
No, that's. I guess we probably shouldn't worry about that, but whatever. I do. Alien for me is 4 stars. It's beyond classic. It's one of the first kind of post Star Wars sci-fi horror, just monster movies. It's just great. It's just great. And one thing that I want to comment on is just what I started to comment on before is production design, sound design, cinematography. I mean, the sound design in that movie, I love all that stuff they came up with, like we talked about in the Prometheus trailer that I mentioned, the little video monitor, just all the little stuff. The ship has this heartbeat, depending on where they are in the ship, or it's just amazing, the sound design in that movie. And like, even by today's standards, for me, it's just like movies even now to me really don't seem to be that layered and that like it's just wow.
Well, even if they are, they're only mimicking what Alien did.
Aren't they? Yeah. Sound design, obviously, I'm not going to mention the same stuff he did, which is obviously the Alien, and the whole Alien world is just amazing. I'll just say he's right in regards to that, or I agree with it, I guess I should say. I just think that it's just completely amazing, and to be fair, Ridley Scott is really interesting because there's a couple of shots that are in Alien, if you've seen them, which are like horribly sloppy, and one of them is a huge problem, which is the Ash decapitation of the robot. No, not that. Have you seen the shot where like the dummy's on the guy?
Yeah.
And the camera pans down too far. You can see all the wires.
Oh no, I never noticed.
You have to
that
check.
part. Yeah,
I'm sure I told you before. But
he didn't go through and fix that in the
when he fixed
Blu-ray?
it didn't fix.
Oh.
Well, either because they put the movie out in 2000. I can't remember when it was. 2003. So for that or the Blu-ray, he didn't go back and fix. I guess the only way to fix it would be to zoom in on the frame. But yeah, I don't know how you really fix it without spending a lot of money. But that is, I must say, I mean, I love the movie, but I have to point that out to anyone out there that even to this day, like. The cameraman pans down way too much, and you can see where Ash's body stops and becomes a whole big bunch of wires that go out. So that's
He's an android.
yeah, but he's got a bottom part. He knocked his head off, not his bottom. So there's that, and like a part where I don't know if he fixed this or not. I can't remember where. Ripley's towards the end is running around, and you can see like I don't know what they call it, but a thing over the light, like a movie, whatever they call it. You can see it flap in front of the light, which isn't as big a deal because everything's all chaotic anyway. Yeah. But I guess you kind of pretty much said all the things that I'd probably say anyway in regards to the great things about Alien. And as far as the weaknesses. I mean, I don't think that the movie necessarily gets, well, the thing necessarily gets weak after the Alien comes out. The thing is, what's funny about the movie is, I can't remember who said it, the producers or someone, to Ridley, like, it's, nothing happens, and Ridley said in interviews himself, nothing happens, you see all these people, and he's like, well, yeah, but I don't think I can do it as good as you. But you're seeing all these people get up, I can't do it, I barely have an accent at all, but you see all these, whatever, I'm not going to do the accent. You see what all this stuff happens, and to me, especially when I saw this when I was like 11 and 12, and being a sci-fi nut, I mean, to me it's true. Nothing kind of does happen, does it, for the first 30 or 40 minutes? But it is very cool from a science fiction geek standpoint to see all this stuff happening, the ship, and then the ship waking people up, and then waking up, and then just doing all these things. To me, especially with that production design and sound design, it's just interesting.
Yeah.
And to go to see them, and I thought that the acting was so beautifully underplayed by these people just hate this job, and you can see how wonderfully it shows on all their, like Veronica Cartwright and what's his name, who plays Dallas. I mean, you can see him just like when they're actually gonna disengage, he's like, Dallas is like, get ready to disengage from platform. Yeah. He's just like, we gotta do
this a billion times.
Yeah, we gotta do this. God damn it! We've got orders to do it, and it's just like, okay, And actually, I found his acting when he's in the claustrophobic scene to be really haunting, because it's like he knows he's gonna die, and he's like that one line delivery where she's like, it's around there somewhere, and he's like, I don't know if you see him or just hear him like, where? And it sounds really weak, almost as if he knows he's doomed.
Yeah.
So some of those really downplayed performances really were very haunting, and I think that's all I'm going to say. To hopefully go under 15 minutes. I don't know if we did it or not, but you really covered a lot of the positives anyway. So there's no point for me to do the same thing. So, but for me, Alien, amazing. I love the movie, and the Blu-ray.
Yeah, the Blu-ray is really incredible.
It's amazing. I love it. 4 stars. Catch you later.
Peace.